This the American Patriot. Where's he gone? This is thoughtful thinking, and these opinions are mine and mine alone. The American Patriot. We've got to find him again. We've got to wonder where he is. And he's there. He's being overridden by all of the stuff that's going on. And we got to look at the early signs of fascism because that's where it's pushing the American Patriot down. It's a destruction of religion, gun confiscation, an identification of enemies as a unifying cause, disdain for individual rights, control over energy, control over the mass media, control over communication, school indoctrination, and attacks on free speech, and warrantless spying, and doomsday mongering, and fraudulent elections. Now that's got to sound a little bit familiar. It sure does to me while my thoughts are thinking. And I think it all goes back to that Patriot Act. I think it did away with that for Bill of Rights and our freedom. It just cut them away. It just opened up the door for all the government spying. And we got the Bureau of Imaginary Problems and Climate Change Division that's just working on all the economy all over. And we got all that government spying going on. They know just about what you had for breakfast with all their wiretapping and big tech media providing data on you. And the FBI is investigating everybody except probably what they should. I'm telling you, they've gone rogue. They're just not a good organization anymore. They're at least the leadership is, and we got to do something about that. We got to get back to our fundamental rights. And the Patriot Act, they just turned all of our citizens into suspects. We're not the citizens anymore. We're just a big suspect. And they spy on us and they clipping away at the Bill of Rights. So we got to do something. And Ron Paul tried to do something, and he said we got to change this. And so they changed the Patriot Act. They changed it to the Freedom Act. Now that is good old government swamp for you. They just changed the name, and so it's all right now. That American Freedom Act is sounding awful good, but the old domestic wiretapping is not any good anymore. That's not good new domestic wiretapping. So that's what the Republicans and the Democrats are doing now. They're just checking on you. And we as citizens and the Patriots say, well, that's illegal. They said, no, it's okay. It's passed by Congress. But that still makes it unconstitutional and illegal. We got to think about that. And no, George W., he's saying now that we've got the spying justified. We're going to move it on. Can you hear me now? And Obama, he says, "Oh, I hear you, and I can do it better than you," and he did. And that's the and we got old McConnell. He's sitting there. He said, "Oh, if we don't pass this Patriot Act bill, we're all gonna die. We've got to just pass it because we got to fall in lockstep with the left wing, and we're gonna die." And then we get in there, and they say, "Well, we're no longer going to spy on your personal data. We're just going to buy it from the Chinese." Now think about that. That's worth some thoughts while thinking. And now then our civil rights are now just civil opportunities. Now think about that. That's worth some thoughts while thinking. And we got to go away with this. And then the situation is far worse than it was in 1776. We have tens of millions of invaders from the south and an entirely fraudulent government imposing new gunpoint taxes at 1,000 times the rate that it was at the 13 colonies, and catastrophic collapse looming, and political prisoners, laundering, sex trafficking, poison pop-ups, and white guilt and pornography and child sacrifice and degeneracy, and all this going on while we're at war. and the vast majority of able-bodied men are just looking forward to fantasy football season. And economic depression is looming, and we're looking at it, and we got to do something about it. The depression is problems, and it's anxiety, and it's trouble, and it's health, and it's pain, and it's work, and it just keeps on working on us. And as the prices climb, the inflation is, and the hardships get harder. And there we got to shake ourselves out of that. It's just kind of like they're putting a needle in that economic balloon, and it's collapsing, going to explode. And it's all about the physical policies of the government right now. And the recession is there, and it's working on us, and we're just tumbling down head over heels toward that economic collapse. And that's all a part of the recession that we've got going on now because of that fascism. And we got to say, hello, freedom, you sexy beast. And the government says, oh, I hear you, thanks to unwarranted wiretapping. And so they're fighting us on that because they're spying on us. But the patriots are marching to the drummer, and we're going to get back in control. And we're going to make free speech free again because we're there. And we appreciate your watching. And this is thank you for subscribing. And adios, amigos, and we'll see you on the flip side.